Hello, how you guys doing? Good evening to you, good day, or whenever you check this film out. I'm going to finish up on this video. Shout out to Jedediah Malik. But he teaches some good facts about on a series on what's going on among the different Africans that are here in America and what they've been doing. And look, let's look at this video.
We built wall. We built all of this stuff. He acts ignorant and gaslights us, and that's why that's an enemy. Because he wants to diminish, like, without black people, like I said, we wouldn't even have electricity. I'm sure our brothers and sisters in the islands, it gets hot there, right? Like it gets hot here. Without FBAs, there wouldn't even be air conditioning. Imagine a world without air conditioning. You see, so when they say we're surpassing them, when we think about our Caribbean brothers and sisters, I don't ever think about them in that way. Like, oh, they this, but we that. Or we did this, but they didn't do this. Like, I don't look to be comparing. I've just always embraced them as our brothers and sisters, 100%. So, hearing this come from our Caribbean brothers and sisters, like Black Americans, we create and we invent and innovate, and we love, like, and we embrace our brothers. We never said, hey, we do this, but y'all don't do that. Like, this is like, yo, why would somebody even come here? Like, America is nothing without us.
Right.
And that's why they come here, because they benefit from off of us. So why? There's a comment, go ahead.
The Hebrew Jamaican Coolie, he says, like I said before, if I didn't open my eyes to see what the game truly was, I would be talking down on Black Americans too.
Man, we appreciate your comment, Hebrew Jamaican Coolie, and like I said, we love our Caribbean brothers and sisters. So this is like hurtful, like hear stuff like this. Like, why would you even say that? Like, I like, the time I've been to the Caribbean, and I don't go there when I went there and say, well, they don't have this or they don't have that. Man, you go on a cruise or you go to the hotel, like you said, they always saying, don't go visit the people there. Only stay where the white people want you to go and only spend there. I wasn't like that. Like, oh man, like, they don't live like, I don't even want to finish that sentence because I hate that, man. I can't stand that.
Right.
Yes, we talked about last week, they tell us when we go over there, oh, don't go over here and don't talk to the locals and only go to the approved places that we have on this list. So then they turn around and are listening to the same rhetoric about us. But when we go there, we don't fall for that. Like, no. It's like, I want to go to the real people. I don't want to go just to where they done made to set up a contract, that they getting a cut from. But then they come here and actually buy into that rhetoric. And it's like, the root cause is, yes, we got the same enemy.
And we call out coons and Black America. We call out the coons, like, constantly, you know what I'm saying? So this is like, man, how many of our brothers and sisters from the islands are going to call out this kind of coonery? Now, this man on this platform, he did, and I really like the way he did it because he has understanding. He understands, like, what's going on, and, it's like they have the talking points of white America against us. And, and our people sacrificed so that our island brothers and sisters could be here to begin with. Like, and when they came here back in the day, like, they always came and moved in Black American neighborhoods, and we received them. You know what I'm saying? And loved them, and we became one. But then it's like this other generation of them, like, you know what I'm saying, is brand new.
What the FBA agenda is putting up a wall and saying, no, you guys can't be a part of this if you're going to be on African Americans under the bus.
That's true.
Let's pretend that Jim Crow didn't happen, redlining didn't happen, breaking up of African American business districts.
You see, I love the way the man on the right, Robin Walker, addressed it, because the man on the right is now shaking his head in agreement, meaning he already knew this.
Mm-hmm.
So being that he already knew this, he still chose to attack our people and throw us under the bus, knowing full well the history of oppression, discrimination, and theft that white America did from us. The bombing of our communities that was successful.
Right.
The hindering of our promotions in corporate America. The glass ceilings. The discrimination. He knows all of that and is running with white man's rhetoric. Because now he's just so quick to agree with the other man. Meaning he already knew this, and that's why we don't like people playing in our face.
Right.
We don't like the gaslighting, like y'all pretending, like he pretending like we are dumb people, like we didn't do and accomplish all that has been accomplished to begin with. When it's nothing but love from our side to this, it's crazy, man.
Conservatism, let's throw African Americans under the bus.
That's true.
And let's pretend that Jim Crow didn't happen, redlining didn't happen, breaking up of African American business districts, breaking up of African American families, the COINTELPRO didn't happen, the Iran Contras and then moving drugs into the black community didn't happen. Yeah, and there's a whole list of things continuing right up until now that the American government has done to African Americans. And so for those black people recently arrived from outside America, you all didn't face any of that. So of course you're going to be doing better than African Americans.
Yeah. But not all of them be affected by this. There's always got to be certain people who rise above it, regardless of what the situation is. It's just.
And we do rise above it. So that's the disingenuousness. Because here we are right now, influencing the world. We got how many billionaire black people here in America? More than any other nation. There's more billionaires, black billionaires and millionaires here in the U.S. than anywhere else. Nigeria got a population of 200 million plus people versus what they say Black America Foundation. How many they say of us is here?
40 million.
40 million. 40 million of us here, and our annual net worth is going to be almost $2 trillion. And then he want to say, well, y'all not doing well. But we're doing better here than anywhere else in the world for any black population anywhere. So like this go ahead. Oh. Rahaya Yasharal, thank you so much. You know, without black people here, you wouldn't even been able to listen to music unless it was played live. For there to be recorded music, a record player, R&B, somebody, you know, what was they playing before that? You had to have live music. Because black people, you can actually now listen to a record, which eventually came down to, you know, today's MP3s and all that kind of stuff, files. But we created all of that. The computer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
In 1819.
1819.
During slavery.
During slavery.
Dang.
The rolling pin.
But the music industry is owned by the Jewish people. But we built everything that gave it everything.
Right.
And they use white supremacy to usurp all of this from us. So to hear somebody say, we come over here and we do better than you. We come over here in our own land, in our own house, and say we're doing better than you. Imagine going to somebody's house and saying we do better than you. You sitting on their couch and they cooked you a meal with the best that they had, and then while you're eating this delicious plate, you say, the cell phone. Black men created cell phone, but look, we created the phone transmitter too. So the regular handheld phones. Like, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, so to say, hey, why we do better than you and all of this stuff is, that's why we say those are enemies. And we have to make a division now. We have to make a separation. You know, friend or brother or sister of ours, if you say that, and you see this, and this is not even a current list. This list goes all the way up to what, the 1950s. I think that's the oldest one I seen, which was near the top. 1949. That's the latest. 1971. We have the closed drumming. Everything else is in the 1800s, in the early 1900s. This isn't even a current list.
Okay. This is what I'm holding up right now, Cohen, and I don't know. We can make this bigger somehow. I'm not sure it will, but I'll read it. This is a T-shirt that we had over a family reunion that we went to when we toured Tulsa or Black Wall Street. Okay, and I'm gonna read the back. Before it was destroyed, we Israelites had over 600 businesses, 21 churches, 21 restaurants, 30 grocery stores, 2 movie theaters, 6 private airplanes, plus a hospital, a bank, a post office, schools, libraries, a law office, and even a bus system, all within that area of Greenwood, the Greenwood district. And they destroyed it. We didn't need for nothing. You didn't have to. You left the Greenwood district if you were going on vacation, because you didn't need any. You had everything you needed. The dollar rotated 40 times before it went out. Can you imagine?
Now it doesn't even go one time. It don't even circulate one time.
Let's just give perspective. The 48ers, small hats, circulate 18 times. We circulated 40 times before the dollar left. There would be no America without us. Period.
Right. So imagine us going over to, I don't know what island or what country that man is from that was saying that, because he was in UK, so he could have immigrated from, I don't know, anywhere. But imagine us going to his homeland and saying, well, we're doing better than y'all. Like, Americans are better than y'all. Like, where's your businesses? You know, where's your infrastructure? You know what I'm saying? You know, why electricity go out, you know, so frequently, or why is there so much poverty here? Imagine us going over there and saying that. Imagine us going to Haiti and saying, why y'all living like this?
Right.
I couldn't open my mouth to say that to our Haitian brothers and sisters. I would be so embarrassed and ashamed to go over to Haiti and say, why y'all living like this?
Right.
It's because y'all not educated.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to play the rest of that because I don't even...
Two.
Shout out to this channel for pointing that out. And it was something I wanted to show you. So I was going through this. But right now, it's sad that and it's really causing division when it comes to some Africans and some black Americans, and some Africans and with some blacks on both sides are falling for it. And it's really sad. It's really sad that, you know, it's stupid on all sides. Because you go outside, you're not even looked and respected in certain areas of the world simply because of the color of your skin. They still think that you're a slave and everything else. It doesn't matter if you're Black American, Caribbean, or whatever. They think that you something of a fit or of a different I don't know. It's crazy. Subhuman. And it's too bad people don't realize that. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's stupid to act like that toward one another. Well, I want to show you this.
She has been away for 46 years, 25 of them spent in Canada, while the other 21 have been spent in the United States. Meet 67-year-old Timothy Majanja Lucalia. When we arrived for the interview, we found him living in squalor in a poor Atlanta neighborhood.
What would you say it's like here in America? You wasn't in Africa too long.
Yeah, I was born there as like a baby and came here when I was about 2 years old.
How did you become homeless? I got involved with a Jamaican woman, and I'm not blaming her because I'm an adult. Well, one thing led to the other. She fell pregnant and we were going to get married. 2 weeks before the wedding, the mother came from nowhere and said, no, Olga had dead body.
ọmọ mẹ́ta aago mẹ́wàá ní oṣù tó dé lálẹ́ tó bá ti lọ́dọ̀ aago márùn-ún.
They homeless in America.
She has been away for 46 years, 25 of them spent in Canada, while the other 21 have been spent in the United States.
My name is Majanja Walukalia from Kakamega, Lupao Market.
Meet 67-year-old Timothy Majanja Lucalia. A few days earlier, he had sought to speak to the Kenyan media, saying he was in a predicament. When we arrived for the interview, we found him living in squalor in a poor Atlanta neighborhood. And so we asked him what the issue was.
I cannot travel nowhere. I'm stuck here. No.
In his heyday, Majanja was one of the few Kenyans who seemed to have made it in Canada. He was a common figure in the state of Alberta. And in his own words, he had made it, or as they say, he had it all together.
I came through Canada. I live in Canada. I work in Canada.
He even joined the prestigious Canadian Mount Police Squad, where he was the only black officer. He later ran for political office in the city of Calgary.
I ran for the city of Calgary, Canada, in Alberta. And at the same time, since we didn't win, I gave a shot at the election for mayor.
And even though he lost, his name earned itself a slot in the history of Canadian politics.
North America was a frontier that I ventured into it. And unfortunately, I wound up in hell.
He says he lost all his documents which he had deposited with a bank that has since wound up its operations.
I lost my driver license, which was the only thing that I was making because I was doing my own work, and that thing brought me down.
And therein lies the genesis of his tribulations. According to him, now all he has left are memories and a picture or two to keep them alive.
You know, when you don't have an ID, you are nothing. So you can't get nowhere without identification.
What is it that you would like the Kenyan embassy to do for you?
If they can help me, just give me another new passport and I'll forget the other one. If they can help me to get them out, it'll be nice. Then
You'll be able to
travel to home.
go home and see your people.
Yeah. Thank you.
Chevy Equinox is more than an SUV. It's your chance to give back. And your safety check. Well, all at an incredible value. Go home and see your people.
Yeah. Thank you.
Now an obvious pale shadow of his former self, Majanja says he has not lost hope of visiting his relatives, one of whom he claims is a high court judge.
I thought I was strong enough, but it's coming to a point where
I needed him.
Now off camera, the man tells me that should he be granted his wish, he would hop onto the next plane to Nairobi. But his only hope now lies in the Kenyan government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. BMJ Mridhi, NTV, Atlanta.
You say you're from Africa?
Yeah, I was born in Africa.
I'm sorry, it was so loud the train was coming. What's your name, sir?
Hussein.
How I pronounce that?
Hussein, like Hussein with a L.
Oh, Hussein. That's tough.
Yes, sir.
What country are you from in Africa?
Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast?
Yeah,
That's cool.
it's called Cote d'Ivoire originally, but the Ivory Coast.
How old are you?
I'm only 21, really 22. I'm 21, but I'm 22 in the United States. Due to the fact that I came here as a African immigrant, and I had my whole family got the January 1st birthdays. Something originally they did.
What year did you come here?
2005.
Alright. What would you say it's like here in America? You wasn't in Africa too long.
Yeah, I was born there as like a baby and came here when I was about 2 years old, going on to 3. But I went back in 2018 and it was actually good though, just compared to like the way stuff was and stuff. It was ups and downs, like, but childhood I never really like had a rough, you know what I'm saying, rough childhood due to the people that I had around. I was a very special kid in my family due to the situations we were put in and, you know, make it out. But Africa, I think Africa's a nice place though, compared to the US, but everybody's fighting to come to the country. So, you know what I'm saying? So originally because the land is free, but it's really not the land is free because everywhere you go you have to pay money. So if you can be in Africa and hustle and make your money, then it's a difference than being in America and you still don't have no money. So you better off just staying where you come from. The currency is definitely a different value, you know, but everybody comes in because of more opportunity and bigger chances.
That's right, let's say.
How did you become homeless? I got involved with a Jamaican woman, and I'm not blaming her because I'm an adult. But one thing led to the other. She fell pregnant, and we were going to get married. 2 weeks before the wedding, the mother came from nowhere and said no, hold on my dead body. Found out at the end that it was because the younger sister of my former fiance was ditched by a Nigerian man after he got his independence. And she believes that every African is the same, and I'm going to do the same to the other sister. And I exhausted almost all my money. Money I was supposed to invest for cars as I normally do. I overstayed my 6 months plans to destroy all my documents because if I get found out, I can get deported back to Ghana.
Are you here now then illegally?
Yes, I'm
Well, you came here originally through legal methods, right?
Yes, I came legally, but there's a pro bono team as I speak that is trying to help my case.
People might be wondering, like, don't you want to go back to see your family? Because
I cannot wait to go back to see my family. But the thing is, I cannot go back empty-handed. I borrowed money from here and there, and I borrowed money from a few people. And my family, they're not going to be happy because there's a stigma. Say, oh, you went abroad, came back with nothing.
Ó fìyà jẹ mí, èmi mo bá tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ rẹ̀. Látàrọ aago 10 ló ń dé níbi iṣẹ́, yóò ti lọ láago 5. Èmi ni mo jí tí mo tọ́jú àwọn ọmọ mẹ́ta. Ọmọ mẹ́ta, aago 10 ni oṣù tó dé. Lálẹ́ tó bá ti lọ láago 5. Kò jẹ́ sanwó fún mi.
So owó oṣù mélòó ló jẹ yín báyìí?
Oṣù méje ló jẹ.
Oṣù méje yẹn 850 ló dẹ̀ promise yín kó máa máa san.
Oṣù November June ni ló sọ wípé tí ò bá ti rí complain òun mọ̀ fún mi ní 1,100.
So àti wọ́n tọ́ tó bó ṣe kú ẹrù yín lé ní báyìí kò àti $100 àti $50 kò fún yín ní nǹkan
Wọ́n á
kan.
ní kó fún mi ní owó bí òjò ẹ̀sán ló kó fún mi lówó oṣù tó parí.
Ó yẹ kó fún yín lówó, ó yẹ kó fún yín lówó. Torí pé eléyìí báwo kàn lóyún ni. Because ó gbéyàn wá òyìn, ó gbé kí ni nǹkan tẹ́ tún wá?
My bag.
Ṣé handbag yín? Ẹ sọ fún ẹ handbag wọ́n ní.
That's a homeless woman from South. I don't know if she's from Kenya or one of the places. But This is going on with some of the people that come from Africa over here. Some of them homeless, and some of these are elderly people. You know, real sad situation. It's real sad. And they, you know, a lot of people don't know that Black Americans contribute greatly to this country at a higher level. You know, Black Americans are the backbone of this country. And it's the Black Americans, you know, that you have the answer.
You all have been waiting a long time for this one. Here's the new trailer of Peacemaker, Season 2. Enjoy.
Can we have a conversation about FBAs? Because at the end of the day, y'all are actual walking contradictions. Y'all are upholding another man's views and values on other Black people who aren't American for what? And then y'all go on and be like, oh, well, they disrespect us and da-da-da-da. We know this, but y'all really don't. You want to know how we know y'all really don't? Because everything is based offline. Y'all don't have experiences on your own to actually take from. Now me, I do. I've actually got discriminated against towards Caribbeans and Nigerians before. Do I hold that against them? No, because I've met so many more that outweighs them. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't actually have these experiences for real. Y'all hear it, y'all see it online, and then y'all automatically associate it with yourself. And then y'all go on these little tangents, weird prejudices, tangents, not realizing that you are upholding white supremacy. If you don't want to uphold white supremacy, you cannot have any type of hatred or prejudices against any other race. Because at the end of the day, you will be upholding white supremacy. So if you are FBA, and you claim to be an FBA, you uphold white supremacy. You do. You uphold it society-wise because you do it towards Caribbean and African people. You uphold it very sexist-wise because a lot of FBAs don't actually like to hear Black women speak. And can we actually talk about that? How a lot of FBAs are actually men, and how the men don't like to hear what we have to say. And the FBA women who are out there, they don't want to hear it either because they have internalized misogyny. At the end of the day, y'all holding bits and pieces of standards that are all lumped up into white supremacy. All of it. You cannot battle white supremacy and then uphold it in the same sentence. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. You cannot say that you are fighting white supremacy while you are calling Caribbean and African people tethers or teethers or whatever the fuck this shit means. Whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't help the Black community either. And what I also noticed with a lot of FBAs, y'all don't do shit for the Black community. Y'all have all this opinion and all this talk, but with nothing to back it up with. Just hatred. Just straight, plain hatred. Y'all are following another 50-year-old man's views. He's not even a politician. He has nothing behind him that is worthy of his follow besides being an internet personality. Y'all are listening to a person who do this shit for clout. Y'all are the weakest link of Black people. Because y'all are so easily influenced. So easily influenced. You're literally no better than the Caribbean African people who do hold prejudices against Black Americans. You're no better. You cannot call out those people while doing the same thing to those people. Like y'all walking literal hypocrites. Y'all don't even notice it. It's how hypocritical y'all really are.
As an African living in the United States, I used to share the same sentiment that Africans share about African Americans because I had a hard time when I first moved here. People used to always tell me, you're not Black enough, you're an Oreo, you're secretly white on the inside, as if I wasn't literally from Africa. But I now understand after living here for 8 years that Black in the United States is a very specific criteria, and anything outside of that just doesn't fit. But I want to help African Americans understand that Africans coming to the United States are immigrants, first and foremost. Then they are Nigerian or Senegalese or whatever country they're from, and then at some point they are Black. But Africans don't put Black high up on their identity will as much as African Americans do. And that is for legitimate reasons on both ends. And so when an African is coming to the United States, they're thinking to themselves, okay, I'm an immigrant here, I have to do my best for myself and my family back home. The sacrifices that took for me to get here were no light work, okay? So I need to really like align myself with what's going to make me successful in this country. And because it's the United States, it's the dominant culture, which is white American culture. And so Africans are going to instinctively ally themselves with the culture that's going to give them the most success. I mean, African Americans even admit that they have to code switch to be successful here because that's what brings success. And so Africans are like, all right, we'll do that. And it also doesn't help that for a long time, Africans are fed a very negative view of Black American culture, and that's its own propaganda. But because Africans are so conservative and they're coming to a country where Black Americans have been labeled as the antithesis to this conservative traditional family values, they have, if anything, more in common with like Southern Baptist white racist people. But that aside, going back to identity markers, Black Americans put Black first and foremost, and then everything else goes below it. And so they're thinking when another Black people come to our country, they're going to want to integrate with us, the other Black people, because duh, Black comes first. And they get quickly disappointed in realizing that for Africans, Black and the identity of that coming is not first. Their immigrant identity comes first, and then their country. And if anything, for us as Africans to feel like that's my brother, that's my brethren, or whatever, you have to come from the same tribe as us, because we have so many Black people around, we don't automatically pre-select for Black. But Black Americans don't have so many Black people around, have had to defend and protect their culture amidst a dominant white culture, and so they are already pre-select and are overprotective for Black. And so that's why I think at the core of it, there's like a deep misunderstanding because of not realizing that we put where we put our identity markers and what we put first and what we prioritize are so different culturally because of our differences in trauma, realistically. And so it does make sense that Black Americans will be like, oh, my people, my brethren, come here, and African Americans, or Africans, coming to the United States are like,
some things are just better together. Introducing U.S. Bank.
That's her side story, right? Let's see what this.
Here in the U.S., the slave owner got reparations, but now the slave seller wants reparations too? Oh, hell no. No. So, apparently, this has been going on for the last few years. The AU has been talking to different countries about Africa with reparations. I'm going to show you a few of the stories. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Africa, you're not entitled to nothing. So what they want is money for slavery so that they can split it among African countries. I don't think so. I don't think so, but this is what they've been pushing for. And let me show you how far back they have been going with this whole thing. And we didn't even know this was going on, and they were doing this, y'all, for the last couple of years, demanding our reparations. And I mean, these people got some nerve. So the Hamites think they're entitled to reparations. These people are out of their mind. So here's another one. In Africa, demands for slavery reparations grow. And so they literally have been talking to this government as well as the EU. The nerve. And this article dates back to 2023. So they've been doing these talks for the last few years. And we're just getting light of it right now. So I'm going to show you videos of other people that have recently found this out. Hold on 1 second. And these folks are serious. They literally think we owe them something. They're going to get part of our reparations. You ain't getting none. Camry Johnson, I want to thank you for sending this story to me. All right. Here we go. Let me share my screen again. Okay, please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. And thank you, Monica Gregory, for your super sticker. Thank you very much. Okay. All right, y'all, let's get started. Gotta hear this stuff.
Did y'all just hear that Africa said that they are included in the African Americans' reparations? So apparently Africa and the African Union, this 2025, they basically told America that they are leading the cause for reparations for African countries and people affected by slavery. So basically, they found out that African Americans have 1.7 trillion in spending power, right? That means collectively, we got the bag. Collectively, we got the bag. None of which we already knew. We didn't have to shout from the rooftops, and we damn sure didn't need anybody else clocking our bag.
Right. So let me just stop her right there. Right. So what they're trying to do, ladies and gentlemen, is completely take over the whole cause of reparations, where they kind of push us to the side and they do all the talking with the government, right? So you know what that leads to. If reparations is given, they're going to walk away with the whole thing. Their excuses go, well, we got it. We were the ones talking to, the U.S. government. That's what they're trying to steal. Listen, they're trying to steal our reparations.
And now it's at the point where the African Union is working with America and top American officials to both colonize the African American culture, but also to receive reparations. Did you know that they have now, the African Union have now been in talks with America about us, African Americans, being their property? Back when Big Pooh with the Loop said that he was going to pew America, and I told y'all, oh, don't worry, they sending boats around to come pick us up. That was why. Remember when I said that they consider us Africa's property? That was why. That was why them boats was going to be here. Because they consider us Africa's property, which means that Africa and the African Union is now fighting America for our fucking reparations that they didn't even help. You know how fucking delusional you gotta be to be trying to destiny swap with the same people your ancestors literally helped sell into slavery. Y'all literally caused it. Had you not, what was the theme of the Sinners movie? What was the theme? You are the only person standing in between the demon getting in and out of your home. You are the ones opening up the door, the threshold. You had to invite them in order for them to come in and do that shit to you. Had you not invited those colonizers in there, they would have not only not sold us, but also, because wait a minute, they did turn around and put the people that were in power in shackles. Okay, they said, well, we're done with them. We also want you too. And whoever was left over was just left over after the abolishment of the transatlantic slave trade. Do you know how insane you have to be to think that you are entitled to some money that does not historically belong to you? Knowing good and goddamn well it had nothing to do with you. You may have been impacted by the slave trade, but the reparations that this country owes us is not because of us in the gym, you should not have your grubby, nasty ass hands out asking for money on our behalf. And the worst part about it is, but African America, they doing it right under your nose. That is why people feel some type of way about what's going on at Essence Fest. That is why we feel some type of way about y'all continuously trying to claim that we don't have any culture. And then the first opportunity you get to try and capitalize off of our culture, you got your hand out looking for something. You got your hand out looking for something, constantly wanting to be the center of attention, constantly wanting to be the how do I put it? The one that everybody wants to be around. The one that everybody wants to be a part of. The one that everybody wants to pour money into or steal from. Golly, it is fucking exhausting being an African American. It really be your own people. Because when I tell you the hate comes from every single angle of the diaspora, and then to then turn around and think that you have the opportunity to eat off of our reparations is insane. I don't give a damn what money America gives to y'all. That shit ain't ours. That don't have African Americans' name on it. When we separated, we had to build our own cultures. We had to take some of our, our historical culture that was passed down to us back when our ancestors was in Africa. We had to make something new of it. It's just the audacity to me, because I vividly remember the majority of my life being told by people from across seas and being on the internet and hearing people consistently try to undermine, undervalue, and to consistently try to tear down Black African Americans and what we contribute to this world, but then got your hand out looking for our reparations. That's insane. Are you not embarrassed? You should be embarrassed. That is insane to me. Also, bitch, we are not your motherfucking property. Have you lost your motherfucking mind? You know what? You gonna end up finding out. African Union gonna end up fucking around and finding out the way that these white folks gotta find out every other day. We are not your property. The fuck is wrong with you?
Y'all heard about Africa seeking reparations for the slaves that they sold into slavery? Black America, they're coming after our reparations. Y'all ever wonder how we are able to contribute as a race over $1 trillion a year into this economy? And now they're coming after the reparations we never received. I really feel like this is a plan or a plot or a ploy to convince us to go to Africa, a place that never accepted us. They don't like us there. They don't care about us. They care about taking. And what better way to take from somebody that look like you, that don't know, well, they feel like we don't know our history or our culture, but we were here already.
Man, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? Check this out. I've been watching a lot of these reparations hearings, right? And it's two things that irk my spirit. But the second one don't really irk me the most, but the first one do. And the first one is these Pan-Africans. You'll get these Pan-Africans, because this is how I sit up if y'all haven't seen. So you'll have like a commission, right? That's listening to the people, on why we should get reparations and things like that. So they're going to try to pass out to the legislators so they can see if it get passed, which it won't get passed because you can't do it race-based. And that's how they tricking a lot of people. Like, hey, we black, we should get it. You can't get it like this. So that's number one. But anyway, so you have different people that come and speak. And a lot of these are Black Americans too. Let me say this. A lot of these people that are Pan-African are Black Americans, but they get up here and just sabotage the whole thing. One thing they'll do, they'll get up there and say, hey, our people from the diaspora should get some too. They are brothers and sisters, so they throw that out there. Then another person might come up there and he gonna start reciting poems. Like these people will get at a reparations hearing where people are trying to listen, that's on this commission board, they're trying to help us get some type of financial gain, and these damn Pan-Africans will get up there and start reciting a poem. A poem that they wrote, they ain't got nothing to do with the money. They ain't saying like, hey, we should get this for this, because if you could experience racism and you know, we be oppressed here. Okay, cool, y'all do. But y'all, that was y'all choice to come here. Y'all immigrated here. Mike, whatever it is, you immigrated here. We've been here. Your grandparents ain't come from this land. Your grandparents come from over there somewhere. Your grandparents ain't got nothing to do with nothing on what we built, what we fought for, and what we bled for here. But them Pan-Africans, though, that is a problem, especially them old ones. Them old Pan-Africans are just a waste of time. We ain't gonna never get nothing if they up there. Anytime I see somebody with a kente cloth on, or them garbs they be wearing, them brown and green and red garbs they be wearing with the hat, it's done. It's over for me, yo. It is over for me. As much as I go at the Democrats, I think Pan-Africans are worse than some of these Democrats that fake like they for you, but they really for the immigrants. These Pan-Africans are dangerous, bro. They are dangerous. I'm watching this guy. This is something important. Then you got other black people come up there. They talking about social issues. Nigga, forget yourself. You need to talk to social services what's going on in your apartments and stuff like that. You need to talk to social services about why your kid this ain't got nothing to do with reparations. But shout out to the black people that stood on business, boy. It was a lot of black people stood on business, and the black people that stood on business, a lot of them people didn't want to hear that. They was upset up there. Shout out to New York, my Harlem people. But they was upset up there. They didn't like what the FBAs had to say. They didn't like what the Sulani people had to say. They didn't like that. They did not like that. And shout out to my black Americans that stood on business that day. And there's another thing I want to say before I go. Now I'm going to do that on another video.
How is it that the country that sold us, right? This is literally documented. How is it that the countries, okay, that sold us are now demanding that the United States, okay, who enslaved us, pay them reparations for us? Okay, I know you guys have seen this making the rounds, and I've been really hesitant to talk about it or whatever, but to be honest with you, it's time to be real, okay, or whatever. Black Americans, okay, diasporic Black Americans, okay, who are descendants of chattel slavery are not property of the continent of Africa or any of the countries or tribal governments that it represents. So for them to participate in our sale, kidnapping, okay, and then to be replanted in another country, never assist us in establishing our own economics or our own type of individuality or solidarity once we were freed or whatever, to now demand reparations for us that will contribute to Africa. Let's be clear. Go and look up the mission statement for the African Union or whatever. They have included Black Americans, okay, descendants of chattel slavery, as their 6th district. You know what's funny? African Americans didn't know anything about this. We didn't know anything about this forced repatriation. As a matter of fact, African representatives have been meeting with the Democratic Party to discuss this and lay the groundwork for not only for them to take our reparations, but for those reparations to contribute to Africa, not to the Black American families who actually paid the price in body and spirit. I don't know what y'all thought. Okay, you know what it is? I do know what y'all thought. 1, destiny swapping is real. And 2, or whatever, the reason y'all put a fucking Nigerian American, okay, in charge of our branch chapter is because y'all wanted to keep that shit secret. I need y'all to know. Black Americans over here not gonna tolerate that shit. Shit ain't sweet. Shit ain't sweet. If anybody is discussing reparations for us, it should be us. Second of all, reparations for the injured party should go to the injured party, not to the continent that assisted in our injury.
About to be a motherfucking rant, so hold on. Africans, come to the motherfucking front. There is no way in hell y'all gonna sit y'all ass at any kind of council, any kind of union, any kind of convention and state that y'all deserve reparations. Have y'all lost y'all entire fucking minds? You are not gonna co-op anything that Black people in America, descendants of slavery, descendants of chattel slavery, saying you deserve reparations. Y'all sounding like white folks at this goddamn point. I swear, black folks can't have shit. And I mean African Americans, not fucking Africans. The disrespect, the level of disrespect that y'all have for us and what our ancestors have gone through is baffling. You don't deserve reparations. If your ass was born in Africa and you came here for a better life due to us getting our civil rights and opening the door for us, you don't deserve shit. You got what you needed. You got a fucking green card. You got a visa. You brought your family over here. Good for you. But that's where the fuck the bus stops at. Try that shit if y'all want to. Y'all gonna really see some fucking division. Y'all need to start figuring out how y'all gonna pay African Americans reparations right along with white folks in this country. That's what y'all asses need to do. Y'all.
Okay, woo. Okay, and I'm about to cut that short. Shout out to Lisa Gerbera for her channel, for revealing this. And again, you know, now you see why people, the division is caused. Now you're doing things behind people's back. And what some Africans don't know, that some of us have a personal relationship with the Most High God. Just like, and he causes stuff to be revealed. And I don't understand just because people, and you're not the, and I'm not just saying this is the Africans, this is other people too. People figure that they can speak another language and think that people won't catch on. I mean, I experienced this among the church I was at. I experienced this in the African church and the Latino church. And even though you may say some things in your language and have certain demeanor, but one thing I'm going to tell you this, no matter what part of the world you come from, when God has a people, you forget one thing. He has His Holy Spirit. And one thing you got to understand, the Holy Spirit speaks every language in the land. I don't know if you believe that, but those who have a close relationship with the Holy Spirit within Christ gives information, because He interprets the ways and He reveals all truth. And you're about to find out who the God of Israel really gonna stand. If someone doing something shitty like this, you're gonna find out. You're gonna find out. You're gonna F around and find out. Because what, you know, and this is for some, and this is not for everyone, but this is some of the reasons why we're divided. Because it's some underhanded stuff. And black people, like any other people, don't like to be underhanded. And it's just that it's the mindset, and that's where distrust is. Because it takes the God of Isaac, Abraham, and Jacob can reveal. He speaks all languages. He opens all insight to what's going on. And I don't understand. The world don't seem to understand this. Just because you do something secret, when someone's called to the Most High God, and some of us are called to the Most High God, and we are His chosen, you think we're going to be up under your bondage? I don't think so. Because just like the ones that kept us in bondage here in other parts of the world, if African leaders think they're going to do that, they got another thing coming. You must have obviously didn't understand the situation what happened with Egyptians. Go back in your Bible, and they sold the Hebrew to different nations. And them different nations that the Hebrew, they paid the price, and still are paying the price for the people put in slavery, and the misconception, and the deceitfulness. So, I don't know if they ever taught you that part of the Bible, but if you don't, get on your face and find out from the Most High God Himself and see what happened, what He did with people who turned against His people and tried to enslave a people, misusing other people, and they paid for the worst. You see these other nations in Saudi Arabia, you see what happened with them. You see what happened, the weather, the storms, the crops and everything. You don't the moral of the story of the Bible is don't screw nobody over. And they have a relationship with the Most High. And some of you people, whether it's in government or whatever, you're going to find out. I'm warning you. Don't do us like this. They shouldn't do this. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work out the way it's thought. Because we're not going back in slavery. Not when Jesus tapped the earth. Just a warning. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this was enlightening. But go and research. If that's the case, then but people say that's what go to the African Union. But it's not going to work out the way they think it's going to work out. We serve the Most High God. We're not going back in that direction. That's the warning to them. Take care. Be blessed. See you on the next video.